Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I hope everybody had an amazing Thanksgiving. I just had my family up to my house. It's the first time they've been here in, well, I've been here almost 3 years, but it's the first time my whole family's been here, and it was amazing. But I just tell you a couple of things that happened in the past, I guess, couple weeks, and it's all perspective. You know, people talk about living in reality. Well, it's how you perceive reality. And reality it's what you make of it. Because like one day I had to go get a bunch of copies made. And I went to one insurance company. Well, the insurance company there's two built offices here in town. So I went to the first one thinking they could make copies because it was for an insurance thing. They were very nice. And I went in there thinking, oh, well, they can help me. Well, they did. They didn't make the copies, but they told me to check with another office. So I got in my car and I drove to the next office. And part of me was like, why am I having to go to another office? But because it didn't make sense to me. But then I thought, you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Everything happens for a reason. I'm sure the lady in here is just as nice and she can help me also. So I'll go in the next office. She can't make the copies either because I don't even know why. But anyway, it's irrelevant. But she was very nice and she sent me to a print shop downtown, which here downtown is just a few miles away. So anyway, so I go to the print shop and I thought, okay, well, I'll go in here. Well, I had over 100 pages that needed to be copied. And the lady in the print shop was super nice. I had an amazing conversation with her. I got to meet another lady. I found a shop that has like office supplies in it, that if I need office supplies, I don't have to drive a half hour. She made the copies and she only charged me for 100 pages instead of the 100 and whatever it was. So it ended up working out great. And meanwhile, I'm just living in gratitude and love and thanks for, it was a beautiful day. Yes, I had to go to 3 different places to get these copies made, but it all worked out okay. I stayed in a positive thought and it worked out to my benefit. And then the other day I was getting ready, I was cleaning the turkey, getting ready for my family to come up. They were supposed to be here in a couple hours and I was rinsing the turkey off and I got ready to put it in the oven and I noticed there's a puddle of water, 2 huge puddles of water on the floor. Like, where the hell did this water come from? Meanwhile, all morning, I'm saying, it's going to be a beautiful day. It's going to be an amazing day. It's a wonderful day. And then I see all this water. And I open my kitchen cabinet, and I've got a double sink. And the pipe that runs down from one sink over to the other had completely fallen. And all the water that I was using had gone under my sink and then out onto my floor. And I stopped and I asked my angels, I was like, what part of it's going to be an amazing day did you guys miss? And they kind of laughed. And then they reminded me that it could have been worse. And at least I caught it before my family got here and before the water went everywhere. And I mean, it could have been a whole lot worse. So, meanwhile, I fixed the pipe, and one of the little, I don't know what you call it, but it's like a little clear rubber gasket kind of thing that goes under the nut. Well, that had broken. And I'm thinking, okay, do I have time to run up to the hardware store knowing my family's going to be here shortly? And then my angels reminded me that I had some kind of parts, sink parts, that had been left by the family that had the house before me. And I thought, you know what? I wonder, they were like, go see if there's that gasket in there. And it was. So I fixed my sink, cleaned up the water, everything was great. And, I just went on my day. Now, in both of those situations, I could have gotten angry and upset and grumbled, and it would have just made it for a bad day for everybody, because I would have projected my negativity onto the people that I was meeting, and they probably wouldn't have helped me to the extent that they helped me. And I probably wouldn't have been able to get my sink fixed the way I did, because I wouldn't have remembered, because I'd have been angry and I'd been fuming that it happened. I didn't. I stayed in a happy place. And I thought, you know what? It's nothing but a thing. It's still going to be an amazing day. And it was. I mean, my family came up. My mom, who had been sick the week before, she was able to make it, which was fantastic. I mean, everybody showed up and it was great. So, yes, things happen, but you have to stay, when you stay in a vibration of love and gratitude, it doesn't matter what happens, things work out so much better. And you can move on to have an amazing day. And it helps in every aspect of your life. Because I went to the grocery store the other day, and this woman was pulling a bunch of like tablecloths and stuff like that out of her basket. And I said, wow, you must be having a heck of a party. And she said, no, it's a funeral. And of course I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Well, then her credit card wouldn't go through, right? And it took a while for that to process. And I'm just standing there, and she's feeling bad because she's holding up the line behind her. And I told her, I said, don't worry about it. It's okay. I mean, whether I knew she was having to deal with a funeral or not is irrelevant. But the fact that I was happy, it didn't bother me. I wasn't in a hurry. Even if I was, who cares? There's a reason you're standing there having to wait. Accept it. Getting upset was not going to make the situation go any faster. All it was going to do was stress me out and stress her out more, which, obviously she didn't need that. It was going to stress out the cashier. Who needs that? So be happy, and I know most of you guys get it, and you're there, or you're there more times than not. I mean, yes, I still have bad days. Yes, things still happen, but I can tell you they're much fewer and farther between. I don't have the bad days like I used to. It's rare anymore that I have a bad day and I let something bother me. I step back and look at, okay, am I supposed to learn something from this? Am I supposed to, what am I experiencing and why? Or is it just a thing? Life happens. You can either be happy about it or be miserable. And I was talking to a friend of mine this morning, and she's like I am, I mean, we look at life in a happy way. And she's like, I greet everybody. It doesn't matter whether they're okay or they're crappy or they're like, why are you looking at me? She said, when I pass people, I greet them and I bless them and I tell them to have a great day. And I do the same thing. And she said, I am so waiting for the day where everybody you come across is like that. And that makes two of us because I am too. And I know it's coming, but it's got to start somewhere. So if you are there, thank you. If you're not, why not do something about it? And if you are trying to get there and you have somebody negative that's always, it's like a freaking chihuahua. I love animals, but a chihuahua is like an ankle biter. They're always yapping and biting at your ankles. If you've got a chihuahua in your life, either get rid of the chihuahua or learn to deal with it and move on. Misery loves company. Don't let that miserable chihuahua keep nipping at your heels. You keep moving. I'm not telling you to, what to do with your life, but I'm just saying we'll all get there eventually. And it's not going to just happen overnight. It takes healing. It takes work. And some of the most miserable people I know are the ones that need the most healing, but their ego gets in the way. And, I can't help somebody that doesn't want to be helped. And if you're fighting your ego, but you want help, let me know. I will help you through that. Trust me, I've been there. It is a process, but when you get to the other side of the process, oh my God, if you're not here, keep going because it's so worth it. It's so worth it. I remember being in those spots where I thought, God, is this ever going to end? Is my life ever going to get better? It does. And if you're focusing on the past or all the stuff that's going on now, the negative stuff, you get what you focus on. Look at your life. When I was first separated, I was lonely. I focused on being lonely. So I got more lonely. I got way lonely. But when I started shifting and being okay with me, right now, I am perfectly good just with me. I don't need somebody. I don't need somebody to complete me. When they show up, it will be to compliment me. It's like, and I don't mean like you look nice or whatever. That's not the compliment I mean. It's like if you have a couch, the couch stands by itself. The couch is complete as it is. If you add a rug to your house, the rug is by itself. It is a complete existence by itself. But if they look good together, if they work well together, if they complement, not compliment, if they complement each other, it makes the room more complete and it makes it better all the way around. But if you got a couch that's missing a cushion, the couch isn't complete. You're not going to find that cushion in the rug. So if you're not complete, you're not going to find the part that's missing in anybody else. You have to complete you. And if you're lonely or you're full of anger and resentment, or fear, that's what you're gonna attract, is more lonely. Or if you're lonely and you attract somebody, it's not going to be somebody that's going to complete you. It's going to be somebody that has an emptiness just like you do. They just may have a different emptiness. So you'll never be complete. And if you're full of fear or anger, resentment, or whatever, whoever you attract is going to mirror that, you know? So go within and complete you, and like I said, I know this is a hard time of the year for a lot of people because loved ones have passed or whatever, and they miss them. And I get that, but you also have to remember the loved one on the other side they're not feeling bad because they're gone. They were here for their time. They don't want you to be lonely. They don't want you to be in misery because they're gone. They want you to be happy. So be happy. Your happiness will make them happy because your loved one loves you. They want to see you happy. So make them happy. Work on you. Become a better you. Love life. Because I can tell you, they want you happy. So, like I said, I know it's hard for some people. It's harder for some people than others. But like I said, if you need help with that, let me know. I can help you with that too. I just helped a lady last week, 2 weeks ago. It was a situation where she was causing misery in her life because she was worrying about a situation that she didn't have control over. I helped her through it. And when we got done, she was like, oh my God, I feel so much better. And even the next day, she was like, I cannot thank you enough. She said, I feel so much better. I feel relieved. And that situation doesn't bother me anymore. So like I said, it's all perspective on how you choose to look at a situation. And you don't know what you don't know. Sometimes you're thinking your loved one is over on the other side being miserable, or they're I don't know what you're thinking. I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't know what you were thinking. But if you know they're over there and they loved you, they wanted you to be happy when they were here, why wouldn't they want you to be happy when they're gone? They don't want you to be miserable and miss them and put your life on hold for them. They're not here. They're gone. If you hated them or if you're angry with them because they did something to you, let them go. You're letting them control your life, your happiness. Why? You have control over you. They don't, but you're allowing them to do that. Whether it's a love situation or a hate situation, either way, you're giving your control up to that other person. And whether they're here or gone, never give your control to someone else. And when you realize that and you find the happiness within you, and the completion within you, your life shifts like I can't tell you. And like I said, I know a lot of you get it, but a lot of you still have to deal with 3D existence. You have a job, you have, you live with family, you live with a spouse that doesn't get it or whatever. Find your quiet time and work on you. And the more grounded you get and the further along you get, that chihuahua won't bother you anymore. The chihuahua is like a bully. A bully will continue bullying you because they have a low self-esteem. They get their power from taking yours. When you stand up to them, most of them will back down. When you show them that you're not weak and they can't take your power, most of them will leave you alone. Just stand in your power. Find your self-worth. And then the bully, the chihuahua, the whoever you have nipping at your heels or chattering in your ear, eventually they'll leave you alone because your frequency and vibration is going to repel them to the point that it's not going to they're not going to want to be around you. And you know what? That's a good thing. Because you don't want that kind of person in your life anyway. If somebody chooses to stay miserable, that's their choice. You can't be happy and sad at the same time. So go be happy. And let the sad go away. Eventually, the sad will catch up or not, but that's on them. That's their journey. But like I said, it's reality. It's what you choose to make of it. So in every situation, just stay happy. Like I said, I could have let those situations, were they huge? Well, the sink one could have been, and it would have been if I let it get to me. But I didn't let it get to me. And I will tell you what's coming. All of these are a test for what's coming. And when you can master these little things like this, it'll be much easier to master the big things when they show up in your life. So we're going to go through a period that's going to be tough on everybody. But the further along you are, the easier it's going to be. Because you're going to know it's happening for a reason. You're going to know there's a light at the end of that tunnel. And it's a brighter day, and it's a better day, and it's a better life, and it's a better world. So anyway, I hope you guys have an amazing day. I am sending you so much love and light. If you have questions, reach out to me. If you want help, reach out to me. So, like I said, yes, life is going to happen. But see it in a positive light. Don't let it get you down. And focus on what you want. You want happiness. You want a loving relationship. You want wealth and abundance and prosperity. And you will get it, but you have to get yourself vibrationally equal and focus on what you want. So have an amazing day, and I will talk to you guys later.